The Nike Infinity Tour 2 is an improvement in pretty much every area. They're lighter, more comfortable, more stable, and have better traction. Does that now mean that I'm a fan? These new shoes fit true to your regular Nike size. I'm a shoe size and a Nike size UK 9, and that's what I've got here. Absolutely fine. Just like previous versions, however, they are still quite a narrow shoe. I've got a narrow foot, and particularly in this section here, I can definitely feel the sides of these shoes clamping down on my foot. It does feel that they have increased the amount of room around the toes compared to the previous version, but if you've got a wide-ish foot, then either you're going to need to find a dedicated wide fit version, or these probably just won't be the shoes for you. Underfoot, these shoes are very comfortable and surprisingly lightweight. You get a good amount of squishiness from this generous midsole foam, especially around the heel area here, and you of course got the Air Zoom pods on the forefoot of the shoe, more of them in a moment. I took these shoes out of the box and walked the course for 18 holes, and I didn't actually get any blisters whatsoever. Nike have done a nice job of making this a nice comfortable shape, and Nike have also improved these little two kind of comfort pods at the heel of the shoe there, which means that your foot is nice and comfortable and stays relatively locked in at the heel. The upper two is relatively soft, although it is wrapped in this plasticky material. Can you hear that there? Which on a plus side means that you're getting a 2-year waterproof warranty on the upper, but on a negative side, I have a feeling that this material, like other Nike shoes in the past that have used it, is going to mark up and actually potentially stain after a little while. Two of my biggest issues with the previous version of the Infinity Tour was the lack of flexibility in the forefoot area where the Zoom pockets were located, as well as the general stability with the fact that they actually felt that they were sitting up quite high on what felt like quite a narrow platform. Nike have definitely made improvements to these areas, but I still don't think it's particularly great. You can see here that these pods are still just as inflexible as they were before. On a plus side, that means you're getting a lot of kind of stability from a torsion perspective. You can see I'm really struggling to twist these shoes. But again, I just feel that for a pair of golf shoes, I want them to be able to move and give naturally with my foot, especially when I'm walking the course. And I just got a feeling that these shoes don't do it. Nike have integrated the Air Zoom technology from their popular running trainers, but these aren't designed for running. These are designed for golf. And here in the UK, the majority of golfers are walking 18 holes. We're not riding in the cart. I didn't suffer any issues with them as such, but I can only think that my feet would thank me more if my shoes allowed them to have a more natural gait. When it comes to the actual height of the shoes and the stability that you have with them, I still have the same concerns. Although not as extreme as the previous versions, I still feel quite high on these shoes on what still feels like quite a narrowish platform. Am I a good enough golfer to really matter when it comes to the stability of my shoes? Probably not. But if it's noticeable, then it's just in the back of my mind and it might lead to the occasional duff shot or two. I suppose we all need something to put those duff shots down to. When I'm wearing these, I might just blame the shoes. I'm sure they're causing me to swing over the top. With the AirPods, I didn't notice any particular performance benefits in them being there on these golf shoes. To me, this still just seems like popular running tech forcing its way into golf shoes because, well, it looks cool and can probably be easy to market. If you think it looks cool and that's all you really care about, brilliant. These are probably going to be the golf shoes for you. But for me, I care about actually how my shoe really performs on the course and how comfortable it is to walk in. And so if I'm spending my hard-earned £150 or $175 in the US on these shoes, then for me, I really want to focus on comfort and performance. I don't think these AirPods are really offering much in the way of a performance benefit. Nike are continuing with the use of these kind of integrated spikes on this shoe. So they've actually added, I believe, 2 more to the outsole, and they feel exactly the same as they did last time around. Looking at them, I was kind of worried that they're going to snap off or cause damage or something like that. But to be honest, I haven't really seen any reports of that happening with anyone's golf shoes. So in terms of traction, I don't really have any worries with these. They actually give really good traction out on the course. This spike pattern is pretty aggressive and it's got good coverage on the midfoot and the heel. I performed my full waterproof test on these shoes, so I poured 300 millilitres of water over not just the upper, but also on the bottom part of the laces. And you can see here that, as with the majority of golf shoes, the water will penetrate through the bottom of the tongue and laces, which means that if you are caught in a really heavy downpour, or you go wading through some thick, wet rough in the morning, then your feet might get a little bit wet. But certainly in terms of the actual upper, I've got no worries. These are going to keep out the water in pretty much all conditions. So lastly, that brings me to the design and looks of the shoe. Personally, well, they're just not for me. I'm not a huge fan of the rear area of the shoe. Just looks like there's not a huge amount going on, and they've got quite a unique shape to them. Let me know down in the comments whether these are catching your eye, and don't forget I have included any links to buy these, hopefully for less than retail price, down in the description below. At £150 in the UK or $175 in the US, these are in the premium category of golf shoes. So if you're wondering what else might be available, then why not check out my full review of the brand new FootJoy Pro SL X golf shoes, which I've included a link to right here.